Viktor Gyokeres not worth more than £1 million, Dan Ashworth. Manchester United's now former sporting director, Dan Ashworth, sold Viktor Gyokeres for just £1 million while he was transfer chief of Brighton. Gyökeres is currently the most in-demand number 9 in European football after an incredible past 18 months at Sporting Lisbon. He is considered to be Man Utd's number 1 transfer target next summer, with Ruben Amorim keen to reunite with the striker he coached at Sporting. It will likely take United €100 million, Amorim's release clause, to sign him in 2025. That is some increase on the cost of Gyökeres when Ashworth was last involved in negotiating a transfer deal for the striker. Back in the summer of 2021, when Ashworth was sporting director at Brighton, the transfer chief sold Gyökeres to Coventry for just £1 million. He deemed him not good enough for Brighton, as the Swede had scored just 1 goal in 8 games over 4 seasons following his arrival from Brahmapojkarna in 2017. After a series of loan moves, Ashworth decided to part ways with Gyökeres. He went from strength to strength at Coventry in the Championship, scoring 40 goals over 2 years, before moving on to Sporting in the summer of 2023. Ashworth will certainly see the decision to sell Gyökeres so prematurely and cheaply as one of the biggest mistakes of his career. He had been expected to lead negotiations for United to sign Gyökeres next summer, but in a shock move on Sunday, it was announced he was leaving the club after just 5 months in the role. The news comes as a big embarrassment for United given Ashworth was supposed to be a key man in rebuilding the club. However, it may also save Ashworth some embarrassment in any negotiations for Gyökeres. Gyökeres is the hottest striking property around right now and has made an incredible start to the new season, already scoring 25 goals in 22 games in all competitions. This follows on from his brilliant form from last season for Sporting, where he scored 43 goals in all competitions for his club. The likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, PSG, Real Madrid and Barcelona are also very interested in Gyökeres. Gyökeres is expected to be sold by Sporting at the end of the 2024-25 season in order for the Sweden international to make the next step in his career. Man United are favorites to sign him due to the presence of Amorim, who has made it clear that he wants his new club to go all out and sign the striker. Official. Man United sporting director Dan Ashworth leaves club after just 5 months. Manchester United sporting director Dan Ashworth has left the club after just 5 months in the job. In what has come as a huge shock, a decision to part ways was agreed in a meeting with Man United chief executive Omar Barada following the 3-2 defeat to Nottingham Forest on Saturday evening. Dan Ashworth will be leaving his role as sporting director of Manchester United by mutual agreement, an official Man United statement read on Sunday. "We would like to thank Dan for his work and support during a transitional period for the club and wish him well for the future." According to David Ornstein, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has played an active role in the decision to part ways with Ashworth. The 53-year-old only officially started his job as Man United sporting director on July 1st. This came after an exhaustive and controversial pursuit of Ashworth from Newcastle United, which was marred by legal problems and resulted in a significant compensation package having to be paid to secure the sporting director. Indeed, Ashworth had been on gardening leave for a lengthy period of time until he could begin his job at Old Trafford. Despite all the time, effort and money that went into bringing Ashworth to United, he has lasted just 5 months in the job. Man United instigated decision to part ways with Ashworth. It is reported by The Athletic that things have not worked out for Ashworth at United and a decision has been made to divorce. United are said to have instigated the decision to part ways, but it was a mutual agreement at the end. The news comes as a bombshell, given Ashworth was supposed to play a key role in the rebuild of United after over a decade of struggles on and off the pitch. Ashworth played an active role in Man Utd's summer spending spree, which saw almost €250 million spent on the likes of Lenny Yoro, Manuel Ugarte, Matthijs de Ligt, Nasser Mazraoui, and Joshua Zirkzee. So far this season, United have continued to struggle. They are 13th in the Premier League and have already changed manager once, with Ruben Amorim replacing Erik ten Hag. Ruben Amorim makes worse Man United start than Erik ten Hag. Ruben Amorim has made a worse start to his reign as Man United manager than much-maligned predecessor Erik ten Hag. Amorim was appointed as Man Utd's new manager at the start of November, following the sacking of Ten Hag. The Dutchman had been relieved of his duties after a disastrous start to the 2024-25 season. It brought to an end a largely forgettable 2-and-a-bit seasons in charge for THX Ajax boss. However, while it is still early days, Ruben Amorim's start at Man United has been no improvement on Ten Hag. In fact, Amorim has a worse record in his first 5 games in charge than Ten Hag did in his first 5 matches. At the start of his reign in 2022-23, Ten Hag kicked off his reign with successive defeats. Man United 1-2 Brighton and Brentford 4-0 Man United, but recovered by winning his next 3 matches. Man United 2-1 Liverpool, Southampton 0-1 Man United, and Leicester 0-1 Man United. All of these were in the Premier League. He also won his 6th match, Man United 3-1 Arsenal. Amorim, meanwhile, drew his debut at Man United, Ipswich 1-1 Man United, and followed that up with successive wins. Man United 3-2 Bodo Glimt in the Europa League, and Man United 4-0 Everton. But he has been brought back down to earth this week with 2 costly defeats, Arsenal 2-0 Man United and Man United 2-3 Nottingham Forest. That means Amorim's first 5 matches have yielded 2 wins, 2 defeats, and 1 draws, while Ten Hag's provided 3 wins and 2 defeats. Of course, there is a long way to go, and Ruben Amorim has not even had a transfer window to address his team's needs. But anyone who thought the Portuguese manager would provide an instant fix to Man Utd's problems have been proven wrong. Amorim's tasked to improve mediocre Man United. On the day, co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe called Manchester United mediocre in an interview with popular club fanzine United We Stand. The team unfortunately reinforced the assessment with their on-pitch performance. As many were quick to point out, Nottingham Forest's victory at Old Trafford was not a shock, given Nuno Espirito Santo's team started the game higher in the table. Nevertheless, it was something Forest had not achieved in almost 30 years. And, at expectation level at least, United's ambitions are more lofty than those at the City Ground. The Red Devils' aim is to eventually win the Premier League and compete strongly in the Champions League. How realistic that is in the short term is anyone's guess. On this evidence, not very. Asked for his view on his first few weeks as United manager, 5 games with 2 victories, only one of which has come in the league, and results that are alien to him. His old club Sporting had won 16 games out of 17 before United brought him to England. Amorim said the perceptions were not true. "I had this and worse in Sporting in the beginning," he said. "The feeling for me is the same, but for the world it's completely different.